Our institute, which was planted as a seed 40 years ago and shattered 10 years after, has grown in leaps and bounds to become an institute of repute with tremendous national impact in Nigeria.
I need to ask the President and Council, why 40th? What's so special about 40? I can understand 50. I can understand 25. But then I reasoned. I said, time waits for no man. They have looked at its landscape and say, if they are going to wait for 50, how many of us will be remaining? Very logical. And I thank Council for that decision.
No, they say life begins at 40. So this also applies to CITN, that life begins at 40 for CITN.
Hello and welcome to Tax Matters. I'm Chamaka Ohaochi. Last week was the week of the 40th anniversary celebration of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, and you recall that a high-powered delegation of the institute was on the program to talk about issues surrounding the formation and development of the institute, as well as the evolution of the taxation profession in Nigeria. This episode will essentially be devoted to the story of CITN at 40. But before then, this public notice from the FIRS. The federal government, by an order dated 2nd January 2012, exempted bonds and short-term government securities from income tax for a period of 10 years. The exemption expired on 1st January 2022, except for bonds issued by federal government. Consequently, the taxing public is hereby invited to note that income tax applies to income derived by companies from bonds and short-term securities effective from 2nd January 2022, except for bonds issued by federal government. Taxpayers are therefore expected to comply with the law by including such income in the self-assessment returns and tax computation of companies and paying appropriate taxes. Similarly, agents of collection of withholding taxes are to note the above for deduction of withholding tax on interest and other payments made to any company on account of income from bonds and other securities. For clarity, such bonds and short-term securities on which tax is due effective from 2nd January 2022 include 1. Short-term federal government of Nigeria securities such as treasury bills and promissory notes. 2. Bonds issued by state and local governments and their agencies. 3. Bonds issued by corporate bodies including supranationals, and interest earned by holders of the bond and securities mentioned in paragraph 1 and 3 above. All enquiries on any aspect of this notice should be directed to the Office of the Executive Chairman FRS or the Director, Tax Policy and Advisory Department. In another development, the general public is hereby notified that the Federal Inland Revenue Service has discontinued the use of CITAS Integrated Tax Administration System. This is as a result of the full implementation of the TAXPRO-MAX solution. The platform is enabled for filing tax returns, raising assessments, processing payments, and carrying out other tax administration functions. The service would also like to assure the public that taxpayers' data from the discontinued CITAS ITAS has been securely and successfully migrated and archived. For assistance, please reach out to the contacts on your screen.
I'm a very busy man. My business involves a lot of traveling and I interface with lots and lots of people and organizations. Tax compliance used to be a big drag on my business. It was time-consuming and very costly. But now, no more. Introducing the FIRS TAXPRO-MAX, the truly fully end-to-end tax administration solution for companies' income tax, value-added tax, petroleum profits tax, and all other tax types. For fast, efficient, and convenient end-to-end tax experience, log on to www.taxpromax.firs.gov.ng. TaxPro-MAX has turned things around for me. It is fast, user-friendly, and cost-effective. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC.
Welcome once again. Now to the story of CITN at 40. We begin by bringing you the concluding part of the interview with the President and other members of the delegation of the CITN that came visiting at our studios on Saturday the 29th of January. Now, this is a high-powered delegation. We have the current president of the CITN, the two past presidents, and of course, the vice president of the institute. What would you say are the major achievements of your institute in 40 years?
On the 31st of December 1992, General Ibrahim Babangida, the then president of this Republic of Nigeria, signed the charter of the Chartered Institute of Taxation. Since then, we have not looked back. We have moved from 13 members to over 25,000 members. And we have done so much for the development of taxation in Nigeria. The policies, the advocacy, the training, we are top-notch. And we are not just doing it in Nigeria. We have affiliates. We have signed MOUs. We are the founding members. In fact, we are the founders of West African Union of Tax Institutes. We have relationship with Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana. We have relationship with South African Institute of Taxation. We have a relationship with Chartered Institute of Taxation UK. We are signatories to GTAP, the Global Tax Advisors Platform. And recently, we also have relationship with ANAN, ICANN, ACCA, and on the pipeline is our relationship with the University of Vienna. The International Tax Division of that university is working with us. So we are just not playing in local leagues. We are playing in the Premier Leagues. Our members are all over in the administration, in practice, in corporate world, we are there. So we have every reason to thank God that we are celebrating 40th anniversary.
Thank you very much. We situate the achievement within the context of the objective stated in our charter. And the first one is that the institute is charged with setting the standard of knowledge required by those who want to be tax professionals. We have done this, and listening to the IPP, who said we now have over 25,000 members across the country. This is in addition to our relationship with other professional bodies, particularly in West Africa. We are in the process of training personnel from Gambia Tax Revenue Authority. This is because of the what they have seen from Nigeria. Again, you can't, no matter how good you are and no matter what you do in taxation, because of our cultural background, we need a lot of advocacy. We need to tell the government what they need to do. Essentially, they need to use taxpayers' money judiciously. This we are doing, and of course, we also advocate to the taxpayer. If you are supposed to pay 10 naira, please pay 10 naira, don't pay 9 naira. And for the tax revenue agencies, if you are supposed to collect 10 naira, don't collect 11 naira, collect 10 naira. In addition to that, we have moved from where we were either in 1982 or 1992 when the charter came on board. We've been advocating with the federal government particularly And we are happy to announce in 2019, when Federal Ministry of Finance came up with Finance Act. We have been on this for a very long time. People may not know the kind of advocacy we have done in this area. We are happy because you can't just come up with a budget every year and we don't have the roadmap to achieving your revenue. So that we have achieved. And I'm happy to announce that as we speak, across the country, we have 22 tertiary institutions running taxation as a course. This was not there before. But people have seen that taxation is a distinct profession from other professions. As a result, the universities themselves, the polytechnic, they are running taxation as a course from either OND or BSc to PhD level. We are also in the process of setting the curriculum for secondary school education. Catch them young. Let them know what is taxation from secondary school so that the culture will be there. You don't need to start flogging the issue when they become adult to know what to do as a civic responsibility to pay taxation, which is the price of what we pay to get to a civilized environment.
In addition to what my Vice President has just said, I also want to just add that beyond even the issue of our intervention at even federal level, we do interventions at state level. We have 44 district societies in 32 states, plus the Federal Capital Territory. And apart from that, the educational part, which is the goal, we go beyond even what are we talking about, just our members, we educate the public. Then we do technical advocacy. Every bill that comes out as an institute, we play our part in actually looking at it and ensuring that it is fit for purpose for use in Nigeria. Then finally, on the advocacy angle, we engage at regular intervals. At the Joint Tax Board level, at various levels, we are always engaging the government relating to what is the best way to actually ensure that revenue generated are used, and even the policy framework are part of the areas we engage in. We were involved in the tax policy reform during the days of the past Minister of Finance, and we've also been engaged in so many areas of administrative intervention, including legislative impact. So as an institute, we have come a long way.
Well, in addition, one thing that we are actually working on now that we are very, very looking forward to having it in full swing is the Tax Academy. We are going to have our Tax Academy in full swing. In fact, we have started because the Kwara State government gave us a land in Ilorin. In fact, 2. And the 2 lands, we want to make the maximum use of it. The Kwara State University gave us an accommodation from where we are operating. And we are graduating professionals. We are graduating professionals. We are looking at not just people who want to practice taxation, people who even desire the knowledge of taxation, people who in private sector who are the tax managers in private sector, but are not even accountants. So if they want to specialize in any area of taxation, we are there. And one fantastic achievement that we have also had was moving from one office from FIRS domain in Broad Street to the audit building in Oil Mill Street to FIRS office in Ebute Metta to Olabode House to 11 Ikorodu Road, and finally, even from FCCI building, and finally to our own building at Jobifele Way, without taking one kobo from anybody. It is our building. We also have our building in Abuja. Those are great achievements, nice strides that we have made.
The Charter Institute of Taxation of Nigeria has helped a lot of African countries to set up their own Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. We did it in Ghana, we did it in some other West African countries. We even introduced the South African Tax Institute to the world body, by which they became, that institute became a member of the world body like the CITN.
CITN at 40, the journey so far. Now to the celebration proper. On Monday, 31st January, CITN members embarked on task work in all the district societies across the country. On Tuesday, the 1st of February, the CITN played host to live and virtual audiences at an anniversary lecture which took place at Sheraton Hotel in Abuja. Theme: Evolution of Taxation as a Profession in Nigeria, the birth of the CITN. Special guest of honor at the anniversary lecture was His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, who was represented by the Honorable Federal Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, who was in turn represented by the Permanent Secretary at the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Alhaji Aliyu Ahmed. Professor Osinbajo began by acknowledging the advocacy role of the CITN in national affairs, especially in fiscal and monetary matters.
Let me acknowledge the numerous contributions of the Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, to national development, having played an active role in the committee that reviewed the National Tax Policy document and other tax reform bills. We recognize your laudable objectives and well-articulated suggestions to national fiscal discourse on ways of improving the fiscal space. We encourage your institute to continue to promote the ethics of professionalism in the practice of taxation in Nigeria. This is in order to address unprofessional practices by members with the attendant effects of leakages in much-needed revenue for government.
The Vice President also commended the FRS for its sterling performance in the year 2021.
We are happy with the results of the sustained effort towards enhanced tax compliance despite the global economic challenges occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic, as well as the disruption of business activities in 2020 by nationwide protests. Nonetheless, tax administration has made significant improvement in collections, as the Federal Inland Revenue Service was able to exceed its collection target for the year 2021 with a record collection of 6.405 trillion in both oil and non-oil revenues.
The public lecture featured two papers. The lead paper on evolution of taxation as a profession in Nigeria, the birth of the CITN, was presented by Dr. J.K. Naiju, the second president of the CITN, former executive chairman FRS, and one-time accountant general of the Federation.
What we have today as an institute metamorphosed from two associations. But these two associations have their members interwoven into two. So there was the practitioners who are very few by them. There is a body which I tag them Association of Practitioners. And they have the administrator. The two merge. We say Nigerian Institute of Taxation. Well, which is an amalgamation of two associations.
Dr. Naiju concluded with a recommendation.
We need to do a lot of what I call refinement. There must be discipline. All the corruptions, all the sharp practices going on, they will be our member. If they are not inside the tax authority, they are practitioners. It takes two to tango. So we need to caution our members, not only caution, because if you say caution, I don't believe that. The disciplinary committee, I look towards it, that we should be able to strengthen it so that anybody that we have to sanction the person.
The second paper on actualizing Nigeria's development plan 2021 to 2025, the critical roles of taxation and fiscal policies, was delivered by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, fiscal policy partner and Africa tax leader at PwC.
How many of us have seen a copy, soft or hard, of the development plan 2021 to 2025? be honest. Okay, thank you. We have less than 10. I would encourage you after this anniversary to please get a copy. You can get it easily online. It's important for us as professionals. Our country depends and relies on us to provide leadership. If we are not paying attention, things will not work the way we want them to work. It's such a huge document, 198 pages, covers different aspects of our economy and sectors. So take your time, bedtime reading, even if it takes a month, just read. What we are trying to do today is to talk about the fiscal policy and taxation imperative within the context of the big picture of our dear country. I want to start by looking at the Nigerian economy, because taxation works within the context of the economy itself. We know we have challenges, and so does every country in the world. But there are some that are peculiar to us. Nigeria's tax base is small, we know that already. And the tax net is even smaller. The reason why the tax net is small is we have a lot of wrong people in the tax net. And some of the right people that are in the net are there with only one leg. That is why you find someone who makes 200 million naira a year and their TCC says they've paid 20,000 naira. They're in the tax net. You have their name and their details, but they have one finger in the net. And you have loads of people that should not be paying income taxes, for example. We chase them every time, PAYE from source. I call it taxing poverty. Why are we taxing poverty? According to the United Nations, if you earn $1.90 a day per person, you're living below poverty. In Nigeria, the average number of family members in a household is 5. On a good day, if you are lucky, in a family of 5, 2 people are working, right? If you are really lucky. For you to be above the poverty line, the 2 people must earn about 120,000 naira in a month. In Nigeria, we're taxing people who earn even to get it to 30,000 was a big fight. We are taxing poverty.
Mr. Oyedele is a delight to listen to any day. We cannot share his full presentation with you on this episode because what we are about is giving you a general overview of the week-long series of activities marking CITN at 40 in 25 minutes. Both papers had eminent discussants. The public lecture also served as an opportunity for reminiscing on the beginning of the CITN as well as the delivery of good wishes for a greater future. All these and more will come to you very soon on Tax Matters, including our interviews with 3 of the founding fathers and mother. We end on this lighter note with sights and sounds from the gala night held to round off the 40th anniversary celebration of the CITN. And still in the lighter mood, on Wednesday, the 2nd of February 2022, the Executive Chairman FIRS Chairman Joint Tax Board, Mr. Muhammad Nami, climbed yet another step on the ladder of life. It was his birthday and staff and management celebrated the occasion in a short ceremony at the boardroom of Revenue House in Abuja.
He's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us. Hip, 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 hip. Hooray! Hip, 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 hip. Hooray! Hip, 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 hip. Hooray!
Congratulations to the #1 taxman in Nigeria and congratulations to the CITN.
Please, I will crave your indulgence. Everyone should stand up. We are going to do something now for CITN at 40. Please, I'll crave your indulgence. When I say CITN, 1 clap is for 10 years. So 4 claps for 40 years. CITN CITN, CITN, CITN. So CITN 1, 2, 3, 4. CITN 1, 2, 3, 4. May CITN celebrate 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Even when we are gone, may the legacy of CITN continue to still live on.
End of story. See you next week.